Hey there, YouTube land. So I was watching Dean and DVD's recent video, and he talked about his criterions. So I've done a lot of talking about my criterion stuff, and I always love Dean's videos, no matter what he's showcasing. And he talked about like the West Wing, which is an awesome show, and the show they just picked up in the newsroom. So if you haven't checked it out, I really suggest you go check out Dean and DVD's channel. He has some great stuff. And he actually gave me a good idea. I decided to make a video of my non-criterion criterions. What's that exactly? Well, what that is going to be is this. I have some DVDs and Blu-rays that are on Criterion, but not, that are criterions, but are not, well, my versions aren't. They're other versions, they're alternate versions. Now, that being said, also mixed in among this will be some that are not criterions that I think should be criterions. And I'm going to leave it up to you to figure out which is which. But I thought we could have fun with this. So welcome to my first ever Non-Criterion Criterion DVD Blu-ray collection. First up is from a collector's edition from Focus Features. And it is Repo Man. Excellent film with Emilio Estevez and, of course, Harry Dean Stanton. Really great movie, up close with Harry Dean Stanton, a rare interview, the missing scenes, Repossessed, producers Jonathan Wax and Peter McCarthy, and director-writer Alex Cox revisit the scenes of the repo crimes. Of course, feature commentary with Cox, who always is good with that type. So you open it up, and again, it's got this very cool looking thing. I found this one at the sale that was going on at the time that I mentioned in my last video, actually, the Blockbuster one. So I actually got Repo Man for $1, and fantastic. As a Cinema Sixpence would say, fantastic deal. Next up, the Harry Lloyd Comedy Collection. Has some great stuff on this one, actually, like The Freshman, Bumping into Broadway, The Kid Brother, and some others. Feet First, Grandma's Boy, of course, the big one, Dr. Jack, and of course, The Freshman is probably his biggest on this collection. This is a 2-disc set, and it has some cool extras, commentary by Leonard Maltin on The Freshman, commentary by Harold Lloyd's granddaughter on Kid Brother. Just a lot of really cool stuff. Some featurettes, going for comedy. So some production galleries on here. Very cool stuff. So, Harold Lloyd's Comedy Collection, Volume 2. Put out by New Line. Wow. Okay, New Line. Good for you. Next two are actually, I think they're hard to find now, these editions. You can let me know. And first up is the Chaplin Collection's The Gold Rush. This is the North American, not the UK edition. And of course, got the 1942 edition of The Gold Rush and the original 1925 edition of The Gold Rush. There's some Gold Rush, the Chaplin Today documentary. There's scenes from the films in the Chaplin Collection, 23 minutes long. There's a theatrical trailer, 250 production stills, photo gallery here. All new digital transfer, introduction by David Robinson. Really good edition of this. Next one is a favorite of mine, The Great Dictator. Again, the Chaplin Collection was supposed to put out by MK2, who actually did these over in Europe as well. It has the, of course, Great Dictator, brand new transfer, The Tramp and the Dictator, really good documentary, a 55-minute documentary on the parallels between the lives of Charlie Chaplin and Adolf Hitler. The production filmed in color. Yep, 25 minutes of rarely seen color footage from the film. Got Charlie the Barber, a short scene 20 years before The Great Dictator, a scene shot by Charlie for a short Sunny Side, but deleted from the finished film. Again, 3 minutes from the scene from a film I do have on Criterion, Monsieur Verdot. Scenes from films in the Chaplin Collection, of course, 23 minutes long, and a photo gallery. And just so you know what these here look like, just open one up. to see exactly how these things look on the inside. These are actually very gorgeous editions, and the restoration and it's fantastic on these. It's why I haven't really needed to upgrade these to Blu-ray yet, because these are just such good editions of the film. The Party, Peter Sellers, MGM, fantastic film directed by Blake Edwards. For me, it's one of Peter Sellers' best comedic works. Really enjoy this one here, and I think it's some of the best work he's ever done. Forgive my French as I give the title of this film, but it's Les Dames de Beau de Boulogne. I'm really not good with French. My better half would be totally correct me on this right now. Film directed by Robert Bresson, who's done many fantastic films. I love this one. It's a very beautiful film. If you've never seen it, it really, really is worth checking out. Great movie. Next up is Band Apart, or The Outsiders, I guess in English it would be called. Anna Karina. It's a Jean-Luc Godard film. Fantastic movie. Love this. BFI edition again, of course. These are both BFI editions, and I'm a huge fan of BFI. This one has a A to Z guide, including specially commissioned video interview with Anna Karina, Quentin Tarantino on the dance sequence, and Pulp Fiction. And if you've seen this movie, you'll understand what I mean by the dance sequence and Pulp Fiction. Next up, actually I'll leave this one for last, is The Big Clock, Ray Milland and Charles Laughton. A fantastic murder mystery, really great film noir. If you haven't seen it, strongly, highly, 110% recommend this. This is an amazing film. This has been one of these sleeper hits, kind of like people find it and they talk about it after they do, but until they hear about it and see it, they just really don't know. Two or three things I know about her. This one comes with kind of a book. Kid you not. It's a actual book. What is it? Well, it's key scenes and dialogue from the film. So basically a voiceover here. For instance, January to March, I continue my survey. Do you like cheese and tubes? Do you read? What is a cadre? What do you think of short skirts? What do you do at an accident? Suppose your fiancé took up with a black. Do you know there's a famine in India? What's a communist? Do you take the pill, or do you prefer vaginal conception? Or are society women more often frigid than working class women? Do you know the Kurds are war with Iraq? Gradually I begin to realize that such questions often distorted rather than reflective a collective mentality, my own lack of objectivity. Even though the unconsciousness was inevitable, matched by insincerity in those I questioned. Unaware of deceiving them, I may have been deceived too. Why? Well, probably because such surveys tend to forget the real objective, seeking value judgments instead of observing behavior. I discovered that all the questions I was asked, French people expressed an ideology of the past and not of the present. I had to remain vigilant. I had gleaned a few insights as guidelines. A philosopher is a man who pits his awareness against opinion. To be aware is to be open to the world. To be honest is to act as though time didn't exist. To see life, to really see it. That is what wisdom means. Great movie. Spirits of the Dead. Directed by a couple people, actually. Fellini, Mal, and Vadam. Fantastic, very different type of horror film. Very unique, very stylized. belongs in everybody's collection, definitely. One of my favorite films, and one that really shows the love of film. Cinema Paradiso. This is the Arrow Edition 25th anniversary. Belongs in everybody. This really does. If you're a cinema fan, you really need to own this. This is a 2-disc special edition. It has the 124-minute theatrical edition, but also has the wonderful 174-minute director's cut. There's some great features. 15-minute documentary, 27-minute documentary, a bunch of documentaries. There's analyzing sequences from the film, the kissing sequence, for instance. There's they made one book in here, and you open it up, and you got the director's cut and the theatrical version. Check it out. It really is an amazing film, and it's quite the love letter to cinema. See? Next up, Rafifi. Fantastic heist film done by Jules Dassin, and if you haven't seen it, you owe it to yourself to check it out. I love this cover. Of course, it's the Arrow Academy edition, so there's 4 different covers. Great, these are Blu-rays, by the way. Great Blu-ray edition of the film. Just some amazing features. There's a Q&A that was on the Blu-ray only, and it's with Jules Dassin at the BFI soundtrack. Next up is, last but not least, Arrow Academy one I've got. Ernest Hemingway's The Killers. This is a fantastic film. Ronald Reagan, his last screen role, actually, this one here, plays the bad guy. No, he really does. He plays the bad guy. Lee Marvin stars in this movie. Very cool film. Always love this movie. Love the art. And of course, in case you can't tell the difference here, these are Blu-rays. Next up is The Third Man. This was put up by Studio Canal. There's some great features on this one here. I love The Third Man, great movie. The TV series was pretty awesome as well. But nothing compared to the movie, of course, but still. I just lucked into this one. I found it at a sale when this video store was closing out. And since I didn't have it on Blu-ray, I picked it up. Next up is one I mentioned recently, and that's the documentary Marley, and I cannot stress strongly enough what a fantastic documentary this is. Really check it out. Won this one in a contest, and it is Mud. I did not know a lot about this movie before I won this, actually, and it was Blu-ray Anonymous. I think it was his first contest. You can correct me if I'm wrong with that, but I think it was his first contest. I won this. I was really excited because I never won a contest on YouTube before. And man, was this a fantastic film. Really fantastic film. It's one I've seen, but this actual Blu-ray is not opened up yet. I would like to see the other edition, but it's longer and there's no English, so I need it with subtitles. But it's Mustafa Khalid's film Message, Story of Islam. An amazing movie. Anthony Quinn is incredible in this, by the way. Just, there's such a great scope to the film, and so well done. Michael and Sarah is in this as well, and Sarah, most people know, not to just say anything bad about him, but Michael and Sarah is known as the voice of Mr. Freeze in the Batman the Animated Series. That would be him. He was married to Barbara Eden, actually. And you would see him in a lot of I Dream of Jeannie episodes. A little trivia. But actually, Michael and Sarah is in this film. He's a great actor. And Message, Story of Islam. Now, you know what I got to do? Because I have to be sure that I just gave you the right information about and Sarah. I know he was the voice, but I want to make sure that it was actually Barbara Eden that he was married to. Michael and Sarah. Let's find out. Maybe it wasn't. Maybe I was wrong. Lord Plainsman. Now it was Barbara Eden from 1958 to 1974. They were married. And in case you want to see what he looked like when he was young, this, my dear friends, is Michael and Sarah, voice of Mr. Freeze. And a fantastic actor. And last but not least, there's one little box set that I wanted to show you guys. And it's from BFI. I got this last year when I was in Morocco. Actually, I got this at the Casablanca Mall. Fantastic place. If you ever go to Morocco, well, stay in El Suero. That's a fantastically beautiful place. Marrakesh is wonderful too. But if you want to go shopping, go to Casablanca. There's a fantastic mall there if you're like shopping for like movies and stuff like I do. They have a great mall, and they have some fantastic deals. And this one here, the Jacques Tati collection, was my pretty much prize winner coming home. It had its original French dialogue, but of course all of them are subtitled in English, which was the make or break for me. It had to be, after all, this British Film Institute. And there's some great films here. Playtime is here. Parade. My Uncle. La Vacation de Mr. Eula. The Vacation of Mr. Eula, I guess. And Jour de Fée. Anyway, let's check them out. First off, there was a fantastic book with this one here. Some great pictures and fantastic writing about each film, and about Tati himself. Tati is a genius, by the way. If you haven't really seen any of his work, you really should. Has Parade, Jacques Tati. This one had a previously unseen interview with Tati filmed in London. There is Playtime by Tati. It has a feature commentary by film historian Philip Kemp, a short documentary about Playtime, continuity supervisor Sylvette Baudeur on Tati and Playtime, director biography and short film about Tati, original trailers for Playtime, Monaco, and The Vacation of Mr. Eula. Monaco. Again, this one basically just original trailers for some of the films. This one has an interview with filmmaker Richard Lester and original trailers again. And that's I think the earliest one. This one, yeah, it's his feature debut. Actually has a little kind of trailers and stuff on it. Each one of these are fantastic films on their own. Tati is an amazing comedian. Some people used to compare him to Chaplin, which I think was kind of unfair because their characters were almost polar opposites in the way that they went. You'll understand if you watch it. But it's a good comparison, I guess, with the kind of surreal kind of humor type he uses. Jacques Tati collection. So there you go, guys. That is my Non-Criterion Criterion collection. A lot of those there are criterions that you're obviously going to pick are on Criterion now labels. You can pick it right away. And some of those you're going to know immediately which ones are not Criterion. But will you be able to pick every one of those that's not a Criterion that I think should be on the Criterion label? Let me know in the comment section down below, and tell me what you think. Even if they're not Criterion editions, you can get some great editions of films out there, and these are some of my favorites. I gotta say, those Chaplin ones. I've got two more of these. I've got Circus, and I've got I've got another one, and plus I have a documentary on them as well. There was this big, like 3-hour documentary. I think it's about 3 hours. So amazing editions. Love Chaplin, love Lloyd. Lloyd's my favorite, actually. Lloyd and Chaplin. I keep going back and forth. And of course, Buster Keaton. Oh man, so many great silent comedians. Maybe we'll do a video one of these days to talk about silent comedians and silent films in general. But silent comedians in specific, we'll talk about them. Basically, say, give our thoughts on them. Or maybe I'll say that for some live stream somewhere. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. The Big Lobster Head thanks you. For me right now, it's time for tea, and before I go to bed, I'm going to put back all those films.